Excellent. Today we are going to see top 10 Visual Studio Code extensions for software developers to which helps for day-to-day activities. So the extensions are GitLens, Visual Studio Intelligence Code, bracket pair Colorizer 2, Path Intelligence, Prettier code format, Debugger for Chrome, auto rename tag, better comments, material icon themes, GitHub themes. So these are the 10 useful Visual Studio Code extensions which helps every software developers to ease their work on day-to-day operations. Let's see that in action in Visual Studio Code. Thank you. Excellent. So I have opened the fresh Visual Studio Editor, and I have opened one project. So this is typically an Angular project for front end and a web API in .NET Core and Identity Server. So these are three projects I have in that. So let's implement one by one extensions, then see that in action. Okay, so the first one is GitLens. So by default Git is there, source control will be available in Visual Studio. So we have add this additional plugin GitLens. So what it will do is it will help us to track list of changes and who committed the code on what time and who are all the collaborators. All the things are available here with these extensions. So this is most popular GitHub extensions, and we will see that. So I'm installing this one. The installation is successful, and currently this is not in GitHub, so we need to commit this one and see the changes will be there. So let's see that in the next one. And Visual Studio Intelligence Code, this is the second one. Visual Studio Intelligence Code. So this is very helpful for auto suggestions. It is AI based auto suggestion feature that is available for Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, all kind of front end developers. This will be more useful, and which is provided by Microsoft. So we can use this one. So let's go the project, and we will try to experiment this one. So here I have application. So what I will do, I will try services dot. So these are the intelligence. These are provided by that auto intelligence. So the same will be helpful for our all kind of this is for C#, and we will go to front end Angular, and we will see that how it is helpful. So here I am coming to this app module, app component, and what I will do, I will try to create ng on init method, and this dot this will auto intelligence. So this auto intelligence will be helpful when we work on complex application. This will be really useful. So this way we can utilize this extension. So you can explore that extensions in deeper with this documentation. So it will be really helpful for all the will be only one extension which will applicable for all the languages. So this is one of the best auto intelligence which is provided by, from Microsoft team. And then the third one is bracket pair colorizer. Bracket pair colorizer 2. Actually this is for we have brackets here in our applications. We normally use bracket, this open brace, close brace, bracket, these and all will be there. So when we use this colorizer, it will make us in a colorized view. So we can easily identify which color. Based on that, what is the starting point. For now, by default, Visual Studio is providing the highlight for the brackets. So this will add an advantage by providing the colors. Let's install this application. So installation is completed, and we will see now. See here. So this is the starting point, and which will be mentioned in one color, and this is our one more bracket, and that will be in a different color. So if we have complex one, so it will increase the coloring option. So this is one of the easiest and very cool thing we can the mindset itself. We can we will get rid of the brackets issues by default. So it will be really helpful when comes to day-to-day daily life work practice, and it will be applicable for all the applications like front end, back end. For all it will be same. So the next one we are going to see path intelligence. Path intelligence is nothing but we have multiple files in our applications. We need to specify the path of the file so that we can fetch the reference from there. So for that we need exact location. For example, we need to go one directory front, one directory less. So in that case, this extension will be really helpful for us to use very efficient way. So here we can see how it will work, how it's providing. Say, let's say for example, I'm going to front end application, and here I have main dot. I'm going to create one file here. So what is that file name? Test.js. So I'm creating one test file, and I'm writing it console.log test. So I have created a new file, and I write some commands. So I need to include it here. So what I will do, I will come here, just I'm going to include the script type of text divided by JavaScript, and source will be test.js. So this is the a very useful extension which will help us which will be really helpful for us. Okay, so this is the one, and the next one is Prettier. The next extension will be Prettier code formatter. So what it will do is when we start writing our code, so we will try to run our type our code. Sometimes the alignments and all we will miss it. So this will make our code will be more helpful and more pretty. So I have installed this application. Then I can see this option. So next one is debugger for Chrome. So this is really useful tool when comes with launching Chrome. So this extension will be really helpful when you do the debugging and we want to output the server details. So these extensions will be really helpful. And the next one will be auto rename tag. So this is really helpful for renaming HTML tags. So if you create one tag, you can it will automatic rename, and it will help us. For example, here I have one script. So what I will do, I will make it as a link. I need to restart this Visual Studio, I guess. That's why it's happening. Okay. Created a new tag, and it will h2. Then it will make, if I want to change it to, it will automatically rename it with the complete set. So this is how it will be useful for this auto rename tag. And the next one is better comments. So in every application we write comments to for the documentation purpose, or to understand it what the function is exactly is performing. So for that we need to have this better command extension. This will be really helpful when you read out all the commands. So you can see the help of GitLens. You can see here, to auto renaming it, I would like to enable it. Configure, yes. So I'm just configuring this one. So now only it is taking reflect. So this is the help of GitLens. So it will show you who and when it is modified, what are the changes. So it is in current working days, there is no change on it. So for each line we can see that who worked on it and where it is coming from. All these steps are coming out from here. So let's come back to the better comments. So let's go to the application and see what are the comments. It's already there, and we can verify it. So I'm just opening here and I'm looking back here. So here I have written one method. For example, this is the way we need to mention the commands. So this is a normal command what we put, and this is the highlighted comments, and this is we can say questionnaire and to do items and parameters. Let's experiment that in our code. So I'm going to the code here. This is a normal command. So what I will do, I will make it as a, exclamatory mark and make it as this is test command. So which means this command will be notified saying alert to the developers when they want the making some change in this code. So let's say this code contains critical path, critical functionalities is doing, the core functionality is handling. So we can mention that like please make sure once before modify this code. So and then the next one will be to do items and questionable question items. So next we will give questionable. So and then to do item. So normally when we write some code, we will skip some part or we will add that in future, in later we will do. So this will make us very understandable and meaningful commands. So commands are the basic pillars or the best understanding of the code what is there inside. So when we write some code for a particular function or some kind of code, we need to mention for what purpose it is for. So those kind of things, these commands, better commands will be really useful extension when you experimenting in day-to-day activities. So the next one will be material theme icon. So now we will go for material theme icon. So before that I will explain you something here. So I will close all the files whatever we are having it here. So let's see here. So this is the project files. So I have one project called Angular, one folder called Angular, and identity server one folder, and this one is there. So by default Visual Studio Code supports default things like this is CS project file, and this is C# file, and this is JSON format support. These are the folders. So it is a cosmetic theme extension, but it is really useful when you seeing it that itself you can identify what is the purpose of it. So let's see, this particular folder is grayed out little bit compared to model. So we need to distinguish this one, because these two folders are dynamically created by the application. So when we run the build or release, that time it will create. When we do the debugging, that time these two files will come into picture and working on it. So for that we will install this material icon theme. So I will install this one. So this is basically contains icons. So I will set it as default one for this editor, and we will go and see here. So it will make this is a CS project file. So whereas we have Visual Studio, the same kind of experience we can feel it here. So which in an advanced way. So this is a folder. So which you have the folder icon. So this is a model. So model contains the important stuffs. So the data. So and then the controllers. So whatever we have written based on the name, it will distinguish. So these are the bin files. So you can see it. So these material icons will contain all our day-to-day operations for every application. You can see it here. So you can see the list of icons, what are for dot, and it's a language file, npm, and ionic, django, docker, document. So whatever the file format we will provide, it will be there. See example here, Angular service. So for, let's say, in Angular we have lot of different type of things we will create. So for all this it will be supported. For example, I have one component. In that component I have a .ts file, Angular file, and I have a CSS file and one HTML file. So this HTML template will come with its HTML, and CSS will come here. So like that it will differentiate for us, and it will be more helpful for us to identify based on the type itself. So that is the best advantage we have in this extension. And then the GitLab theme. Actually this is also one of the cosmetic related extension, which will give a pleasant look for developers who can view the eyes with more, because developers are constantly sitting on the computer monitor and seeing that. So it will give some pleasant look for when computers when you work on the computer. Okay, so you can have a look on this, and it will be really useful when comes to daily practice. When you work on it, so we can use to it these kind of things, and it will be really helpful one. Okay, so in the beginning of this video, I will explain. I have installed something like GitLens. So here this GitLens have the separate tab is opened. So in this GitLens, it will mention what are the updates we have, what are the files it is there. So everything will be mentioned, so we can verify it here. And also in the code, let's say here, for this, actually what I did, I have installed one particular extension. That extension is created by one developer, which is 3 years ago. So this is the person who developed that particular extension. Let's say Microsoft ASP.NET Core Builder. So this is developed on this particular time. So like that we can view it and verify it. It is extended way of viewing the histories of git commit and in the source file. So you can see how much references are managed and everything, where it will be. So these kind of things is really useful when comes to the development practice every day. So please make use of these extensions and get benefit on your day-to-day activities. And finally, I will provide for all these extensions with the link in the description, and please find it and install it in your PC or lab, whatever the one you are using it for Visual Studio. It will be really helpful for you for the day-to-day everyday activities. And please subscribe to my channel and give a like to support me for this to give more videos about it. And I will be happy to provide some suggestions, getting help from you, and to provide more videos on it. And if you have new extensions which will help every developers for your for the daily usage, for all the developers, irrespective of any particular type, for example Angular or C#, Java, Python, whatever the language, it will be helpful. If you feel it, please mention that in the comments, and we will explore it. We will as a community we will learn and grow. Thank you everyone. See you in the next video.